Did you know that a fully restored classic American big rig can cost more than a brand new Ferrari? Or that one of these massive machines pulls enough torque to literally rip the foundation off a house? We aren't just talking about vehicles today, we are talking about immortal mechanical titans. Welcome to the ultimate countdown of the top 10 most legendary ground-shaking American semi-trucks in history. From indestructible blue-collar workhorses to the undisputed kings of the highway, these are the beasts that built the nation. You absolutely cannot afford to miss the jaw-dropping legend sitting at number 1. Let me know your ultimate dream machine in the comments, and smash that subscribe button before we fire up these massive diesel engines. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is a true blue-collar hero of the highway, the massive, imposing Ford CLT-9000. Introduced in the late 1970s and dominating through the 80s and 90s, this wasn't just a truck, it was a rolling fortress. With its incredibly long squared-off hood and aggressive chrome grille, the CLT-9000 possessed that quintessential large car energy that owner-operators dream about. It was built like a brick outhouse, designed for the trucker who needed a machine as tough as the routes they drove, commanding respect at every truck stop from coast to coast. Beneath that cavernous hood, the CLT-9000 packed serious, unadulterated muscle. Ford engineered this beast to accommodate the largest radiators and the biggest power plants of the era, frequently housing absolute monsters like the legendary Cummins NTC series or the ferocious Caterpillar 3406. It wasn't just about raw horsepower, it was about laying down earth-shattering torque that could pull a heavy freight train up a steep 6% grade without breaking a sweat. This was a heavy-duty titan whose frame rails and drivetrain were over-engineered to outlast the competition and keep ticking for decades. While Ford might be more famous for their standard pickup trucks, the CLT-9000 proved they could throw down in the heavy-duty arena, going toe-to-toe with established giants like Peterbilt and Kenworth. It cultivated a fierce loyalty among its drivers, becoming a symbol of rugged individualism in the hard-working trucking community. Out in the mud, snow, and unforgiving asphalt, the CLT-9000 was a relentless brawler that proudly earned its million-mile badge. But as tough as this Ford was, our next contender is a nostalgic 1970s icon that brings raw classic swagger to the highway. Sliding into the number 9 spot is an absolute icon of 1970s trucking culture, the legendary White Road Boss. Just looking at this truck is like stepping into a time machine back to the golden era of CB radios, outlaw convoys, and cross-country freedom. With its beautifully contoured sloping hood and classically styled cab, the Road Boss was a canvas for customization, just begging to be decked out in a dazzling array of chicken lights. It wasn't just hauling heavy freight, it was making a bold statement, capturing the rebellious, freewheeling spirit of the open road. Mechanically, the White Road Boss was a masterclass in straightforward, bulletproof engineering. Typically powered by the legendary, naturally aspirated or turbocharged Cummins diesel engines of the time, it was designed for maximum simplicity and incredible longevity. This wasn't a truck filled with delicate electronics, it was pure mechanical brawn. Owner-operators swore by its reliability, often pushing these rigs well past 1 million miles with standard maintenance. Its heavy-duty frame could handle brutal 80,000-pound payloads with ease, making it an incredibly reliable partner for dedicated drivers who lived and breathed the grueling day-to-day asphalt life. The cultural impact of the White Road Boss cannot be overstated in the history books. It was the quintessential face of the 1970s trucking boom, roaring down interstates alongside the rise of the trucking pop culture phenomenon. While the White Motor Company eventually faded into history, the legacy of the Road Boss lives on in the hearts of classic truck enthusiasts who recognize true vintage greatness. It was a proud, unapologetic symbol of a bygone era. The Road Boss was pure nostalgia, but wait until you see the spaceship-like engineering marvel sitting at number 8. Buckle up, because at number 8, we are talking about a machine that looked like it drove straight out of a sci-fi movie, the revolutionary Ford CLT-9000. In an era where overall length restrictions strictly ruled the highways, the cabover engine, or COE, was king, and this truck was the absolute pinnacle of that design. Stepping up into this towering high-rise cab was a major event. With its massive panoramic windshield and unmistakable aerodynamic grille, it was sleek, futuristic, and represented a bold leap forward in modern styling and aerodynamic efficiency. But the true genius of the CLT-9000 wasn't just its striking looks. It was a technological marvel that completely redefined driver comfort. Ford introduced an incredibly innovative air ride cab suspension system, essentially floating the entire massive cab on pressurized air springs. In a time when cabovers were notorious for beating drivers to a pulp, this rig rode like a luxury sedan. Underneath the floorboards, it housed serious firepower like the Detroit Diesel Silver 92, easily hauling maximum legal weight limits while proving you could rack up 1,000,000 miles without destroying your spine. The Ford CLT-9000 represents the absolute zenith of the classic American cabover era. It was the sophisticated, smooth-riding alternative to the kidney-busting cabovers of the past, sparking a fierce rivalry with the Freightliner Argosy and the Kenworth K100. Even today, finding a beautifully restored CLT-9000 is like finding a holy grail for classic truck collectors. They are awe-inspiring reminders of a unique chapter in highway history. The Ford took the cabover to new heights, but our number 7 spot belongs to an absolute off-road brute. At number 7, we step off the pristine interstate and deep into the mud with the undisputed king of severe duty, the Western Star 4900. If the previous trucks were comfortable highway cruisers, the 4900 is a mechanized gladiator. Born in the rugged, unforgiving logging camps of the Pacific Northwest, this truck was custom-built from the ground up for the absolute harshest environments on Earth. With its massive squared-off jaw, external dual air cleaners, and a stance that screams pure aggression, it is a force of nature. It is the rig you call to move mountains. What makes the 4900 a true legend is its unbreakable, heavily reinforced backbone. We are talking about custom-drilled, double-channeled frame rails that can withstand twisting forces that would instantly snap a lesser truck in half. Under the hood, it is a sanctuary for high-displacement beasts like the massive Detroit Diesel DD16, pushing well over 600 horsepower. This truck thrives on dragging 140,000 pounds of raw timber through knee-deep mud, delivering torque that feels like it could literally alter the Earth's rotation without ever breaking a single sweat. The Western Star 4900 commands a level of respect that borders on absolute fear. Owner-operators who pilot these massive machines are a different breed entirely, and they demand a truck that refuses to quit when the smooth pavement ends. It is the ultimate expression of extreme, heavy-duty American muscle, completely unbothered by the modern trends of aerodynamics or fuel efficiency. It is strictly built to conquer nature. But if you want a machine that combines this kind of earth-shattering brute strength with the agility to navigate tight city streets, you must meet the legend at number 6. Rolling in at number 6 is arguably the most versatile heavy-duty truck ever designed, the legendary Kenworth T800. This truck completely rewrote the rulebook on what a multi-purpose vocational truck could truly be. With its signature sloped hood and uniquely set-back front axle, the T800 looks like it is leaning forward, ready to strike. That brilliant design provided incredible forward visibility and a turning radius so unbelievably tight, you could practically spin this massive rig on a dime. It is widely considered the ultimate Swiss Army knife of the American trucking world. Do not let the sloped aerodynamic hood fool you into thinking it is soft. The T800 is a heavyweight brawler disguised as a sleek track athlete. Kenworth carefully engineered the engine bay to easily swallow the biggest, baddest engines on the market. From heavy-haul lowboy operations dragging 200,000-pound excavators to pulling a standard dry van across the desert at 75 miles per hour, it does it all flawlessly. It proves that a commercial truck can possess the brute-pulling force of a bulldozer and the refined road manners of a luxury highway cruiser. The enduring legacy of the T800 is written in the sheer volume of them still working incredibly hard every single day across the country. It perfectly bridged the gap between traditional long-hood coolness and modern aerodynamic practicality. It sparked a massive, loyal following among fleets and owner-operators alike, proving that you do not need a massive flat nose to be considered a real formidable truck. It is the ultimate unstoppable workhorse. But what if you just want to cruise the interstate in a massive chrome-draped rolling mansion? Well, number 5 is calling your name. Prepare to drop your jaw because at number 5 is the ultimate owner-operator land yacht, the massive, imposing Freightliner Classic XL. This truck is a giant, shiny middle finger to the aerodynamic wind tunnel. With its towering flat-front grille, endless stretches of gleaming polished chrome, and dual exhaust stacks reaching for the sky, the Classic XL is pure, unadulterated intimidation. When this behemoth fills up your rear-view mirror, you move out of the way. It was the quintessential expression of 1990s long-haul luxury, designed strictly for the driver who wanted to ride in absolute style. The Classic XL was not just massive on the outside, it was an absolute palace on the inside. Freightliner offered some of the most incredibly spacious condo sleepers in the industry, giving drivers an unprecedented amount of comfortable living space. Mechanically, it was a beast, frequently housing the legendary Detroit Diesel Series 60 engine. This was a powerhouse renowned for its incredible reliability, allowing the truck to comfortably cruise at 80 miles per hour while effortlessly hauling maximum legal freight. This truck routinely joined the exclusive million-mile club in quiet, premium air ride comfort on the open highway. The Freightliner Classic XL sparked a fierce cultural rivalry, boldly challenging the dominance of Peterbilt and Kenworth in the elite custom truck scene. It became a beloved canvas for extreme customizers, routinely draped in custom paint, extra marker lights, and massive drop sun visors. It represents the absolute peak of modern old-school styling, prioritizing aggressive road presence above all else. The Classic XL is pure, unapologetic modern highway luxury in excess, but our number 4 spot strictly belongs to the unbreakable mechanical grandfather that literally paved those very highways in the first place. We are stepping way back in time for number 4 to honor the absolute grandfather of American trucking grit, the immortal Mack B61. Introduced in 1953, this is not just a truck, it is a sacred monument to American industrial might. With its beautifully rounded bulldog-like nose, heavily exposed fenders, and that iconic gold bulldog ornament proudly leading the charge, the B61 is instantly recognizable worldwide. It literally hauled the steel that built the modern skyscrapers, and it permanently defined what it meant for a machine to be built like a Mack truck. The pounding heart and soul of the B61 was its incredibly legendary mechanical powertrain. Equipped with the groundbreaking Mack Thermodyne diesel engine and famously paired with complex twin-stick quadruplex or duplex manual transmissions, driving this rig required immense skill and raw physical strength. Operating at a grueling top speed of around 55 miles per hour, there was absolutely no power steering, no air conditioning, and no air ride seats. It was a rugged, noisy, bone-shaking experience, but these heavy-duty machines were over-engineered to a degree that made them practically indestructible in the harshest working conditions imaginable. The Mack B61 is vastly more than a classic vehicle. It is a cherished piece of pure Americana. It stands as the ultimate enduring symbol of the post-war American industrial boom. Seeing one fully restored today commands a level of silent, deep respect from absolutely every single gearhead in the room. It proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that American manufacturing could create a heavy machine that was practically immortal. The B61 firmly built the foundation of the past, but the machine sitting at number 3 is the ultimate modern masterpiece of the highway. Roaring into the number 3 spot is the ultimate modern classic, a breathtaking masterpiece of engineering that perfectly bridges old-school cool with new-school technology, the Peterbilt 389. When Peterbilt introduced this model to replace their previous legends, the entire trucking world collectively held its breath. and they undeniably delivered a masterpiece. Boasting an incredibly massive 131-inch hood, giant polished aluminum grills, and razor-sharp classic styling cues, the 389 is a rolling piece of art. It fiercely retains that aggressive long-nose stance that defines the coveted large car look at every truck stop. Beneath that gorgeous, mile-long exterior, the 389 is a highly sophisticated technological powerhouse. It seamlessly integrates the heavy-duty demands of a classic rig with massive modern engines like the Cummins ISX-15, delivering brutal, earth-moving horsepower while meeting stringent modern emission standards. It effortlessly pulls 80,000 pounds at highway speeds while offering highly advanced air ride suspensions, luxurious noise-canceling leather interiors, and state-of-the-art digital diagnostics. It is the absolutely perfect marriage of raw, million-mile mechanical durability and premium 21st-century comfort. You get the spine-tingling engine roar without the agonizing backaches of the old days. The Peterbilt 389 is without question the undisputed reigning king of the modern custom truck scene. If you walk into any major truck show in America today, this model absolutely dominates the field, slammed aggressively to the ground, dripping in custom chrome and painted in jaw-dropping, vibrant colors. It represents the ultimate achievable dream of nearly every single modern owner-operator on the road today. It is a flawless masterpiece of heavy-duty design, but its arch-rival, the iconic truck sitting at number 2, has Hollywood royalty in its blood and an incredibly massive fan base. Taking the silver medal at number 2 is absolute trucking royalty, the undisputed king of the traditional square-nose design, the legendary Kenworth W900. Since its initial introduction in the early 1960s, this machine has been the gold standard for what an American semi-truck is supposed to look like. Specifically, the long-hood W900L paired with the massive luxurious studio sleeper commands instant silent reverence. It is the exact truck that famously stole the show in the legendary movie Smokey and the Bandit, making an entire generation of kids dream of driving big rigs. Mechanically, the W900 is an absolute uncompromising beast. It is strictly built to custom specifications, meaning you can spec it out to comfortably haul anything from a standard dry van to a massive 150,000-pound heavy-haul oversized load. The deafening sound of a straight-piped W900 powered by a big-block Caterpillar engine spooling its massive turbo is nothing short of a mechanical symphony. It operates smoothly at 80 miles per hour and represents the very definition of the million-mile club, proudly rebuilt multiple times by incredibly loyal, dedicated owners. The historic rivalry between the Kenworth W900 and Peterbilt is the stuff of pure legend, dividing the passionate trucking community into two fiercely loyal camps. The W900 is the ultimate unapologetic expression of traditional, uncompromised American trucking heritage. It is a beautiful classic that stubbornly refuses to die, continuing to be ordered by hardcore drivers who explicitly demand the classic flat square nose look. The W900 is undeniably a king of the asphalt, but there is only one machine, one absolute cinematic and cultural icon that can rightfully claim the number 1 spot. And here we are, the undisputed, unrivaled, absolute king of the American highway. Sitting proudly at number 1 is the legendary, the immortal, the Peterbilt 379. This is not just a commercial truck, this is literally Optimus Prime. It is easily the most iconic, recognizable, and highly sought-after semi-truck in the entire history of the world. For 20 glorious years from 1987 to 2007, the 379 ruled the highways with an iron fist. With its perfect visual proportions, classic huck-bolted cab, and aggressive stance, it is the textbook definition of a big rig. The Peterbilt 379 was the ultimate blank canvas for the American trucker. Under the hood, it was famously known for housing the legendary Caterpillar 3406E or massive Cummins engines. These were incredible power plants renowned for producing colossal foundation-pulling torque and a mechanical sound that would literally make the hairs on your arms stand straight up. Cruising effortlessly at high speeds with maximum payload, It was not just built to last 1 million miles, it was brilliantly designed to be rebuilt forever. Its mechanical simplicity made it an absolute joy for dedicated mechanics to wrench on. The lasting cultural impact of the Peterbilt 379 is completely unmatched by any other vehicle. It represents the absolute undeniable pinnacle of American trucking prestige. A fully customized, pristine 379 today can easily fetch the astronomical price of a modern exotic supercar. It is the specific truck that every little boy points at on the highway, and the truck that absolutely every gearhead dreams of owning one day. It is the perfect storm of styling, power, and pop culture immortality. The Peterbilt 379 is truly the eternal beating soul of the great American highway. And there you have it, gearheads, the top 10 most legendary American semi-trucks that truly forged the nation. From the unstoppable Mack B61 to the absolute cinematic glory of the Peterbilt 379, these are not just machines, they are rolling legends of the highway. Which of these heavy-duty titans is your absolute favorite? Drop your thoughts in the comments below right now. And if you love the smell of diesel and the roar of a big block, smash that subscribe button. Keep your shiny side up and we will see you on the next ride.